Well. I haven't seen you fellas on the big screen since 2023. And I bet there's a lot to talk about. It's hard to kind of get it all into the framework of our minds. There's been a lot of holidays, a lot of busy start to the year, but we're back. And shit, what's up, guys?
What's up, man? Where are you at?
I'm in Little Rock again at the Embassy Suites. I told Alan we've had the alarm go off twice in the first 2 nights I've been here. So if that happens, I'm gonna have to vacate the premises. You guys just keep recording.
Got it.
We can do that.
Thanks for letting us know.
Yeah, I'm a platinum member, so I can stay if I need to.
There you go.
Platinum member.
But yeah, shit. I mean, before we started recording, we were all sitting there goes, good Lord, where do we start?
Yeah, it's been a
because,
while.
there's all kinds of games right around that holiday season. Then there's been international breaks. There's AFCON, there's Asian Cup, FA Cup, EFL Cup. Good Lord, league. I mean, take your pick. So we'll try to mash it all together and make it make sense and get our feet wet again. But obviously, we're not on location, so
Not this week. We need to the holidays in January. Things get a little crazy, so we'll get back to it here once everybody's in town.
yeah. I guess most notably, I saw today that the second leg of the EFL Cup was determined,
Yeah,
or the second leg happened, and Liverpool ousted Fulham, which means they will play Chelsea in the final in late Feb, huh?
I think a month from now. Yeah, I think February 25th, which is a
Yeah.
Sunday. Awesome.
Boy,
So
that second leg of the Chelsea Middlesbrough was hardly like the first leg. If you remember,
whole
it was either tied or close, and you guys won like 6-1, 6-2 aggregate.
yeah, it was a polar opposite of the first match away at Middlesbrough where we were pretty unlucky, but yeah, we got them back at home. So it ended up being 6-2 on aggregate, and we beat them 6-1 yesterday. So
So
not a bad result. Not a bad result. We're going to a final. Not
yeah, that's
too.
the thing. Carabao Cup, it's probably the lowest on the poll, but it's still something. I mean, trust me, this is what I'm talking about when we talk about Chelsea having a shit ass season or whatever you want to call it. Spurs are kind of on the way up with the new manager, and we won't get a trophy. And some shitty team, not yours, Trent. I don't know. I'm just saying somebody that doesn't look like they have the ability to win shit this year will win it.
It's going to Wembley. Yeah.
Yeah. We're still in the FA Cup, but
I'll take it. Yeah. EFL. It's always one of those tournaments where you don't know who's playing, what lineups are going to be out there. But you saw in the semifinals, both teams were going for it. Liverpool had strong players out there. Chelsea did too. So going back to Wembley, and I think we lost the last two to them there in penalties twice. So maybe we'll get some revenge. But it's good to be
that's
in a
always
final.
very well attended at Skinny's, whether it's a league match or a cup match, Liverpool,
Right.
Chelsea. So I doubt that will disappoint.
Yep. Should be a good day. It's on a Sunday, so yeah, should be a big crowd. And hey, I'm just happy to be back in a final and talking about winning again. So
No, in all serious, FA Cups wise, we play Sunday or Friday against City. Are you guys still in it? I'm not taking any jabs. I can't remember who's still around.
yeah, United is right. Alan, you guys play like Newport or someone?
Yeah, we play Newport on Sunday at 10:30, I want to say.
Okay.
Sunday. Yeah, we have Villa on Friday.
Oh shit. All right.
Well, you guys both play on Friday?
Yep. We've got City at home, which I'm actually very curious about because we've had such a good record against them. But it's mainly been from a counterattacking standpoint. But we tied them at the Etihad probably a month and a half ago. So
I mean, Ainge Ball, he likes to go for it, that's for sure,
Yep.
regardless
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah,
location or
exactly.
team. So it should be entertaining.
yeah. We'll go for it. We don't apologize about how we play. So we live and die by the sword. I guess City does the same thing, to be quite honest. It's not like they have a sparkling record within the last couple of months. So
Yeah, but they got KDB back now.
yeah, you always got to worry about that guy slashing across the field and taking all kinds of players with him. And making life hell.
Yeah, I guess that's a new update we've got for the Three Studs Up podcast here. We haven't talked about him since the beginning of the season, and he subbed in 70th minute that match or 60th, and he ended up having an assist and a goal.
Him and his new shitty haircut.
I was gonna mention that too. It's like the Scott Farkas Jack Grealish mix of a hair there.
Yeah, I had to do
I
something.
know what he's
in the
doing. He just
halftime.
needs to go back to the old look, man. It doesn't work for him, but dude, he's a hell of a player though. Like he subs in it and have that impact right off the bat. That's scary.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
they
just a
were
matter of
losing.
whether he can stay healthy or not,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's true. He seems to run into these injuries, but yeah, they were losing till he came on and just kind of made the difference immediately in just like a 20-minute cameo.
Well, since we're all over the board, Alan, one thing that comes to mind is that United Spurs match, which would have been, good Lord, what was that, a week and a half ago?
Something like that, yeah.
And
Yeah, it
then
wasn't too
2-2.
long ago. Mm-hmm.
2 weeks ago.
Man, so I mean, that was an interesting match. I mean, either team could have won, either team could have lost. A draw probably was fitting when it was all said and done.
Yeah, it was just really disappointing to immediately come out of half and give Tottenham a goal like that. And
Yeah.
I know Johnny Evans is doing the best he can given the situation, but he looked pretty indecisive in that moment on where Bentancur was going to go. But literally, I think you guys passed the ball 3 times, and then Bentancur was in, and
Yeah.
he kicked it near post, and it was in. So yeah, that was probably the most disappointing, that just to see our defense kind of, it seems like in games United either just can't score, but the defense is doing okay, or the offense is scoring and then the defense lets us down. So it's like they can't make up their mind on what problems they want to have.
By the end of that match, McTominay missed, I guess, what you would call a sitter. It was with his head, but all he had
Yeah.
to do was head it down. And so
That's it.
once the final whistle blew, I'm like, well, if that goal didn't happen, I'll take the point.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for sure. United is playing like a mid-table team, but they're still technically a big 6. So if you can get a point away from home at a big 6, you take that for sure.
absolutely.
So you guys have gotten 4 points out of 6 against United this season. So yeah. I was kind of disappointed. I was just happy to see us scoring. Højlund scored a banger right off the bat.
Yeah.
And then Rashford's was kind of sloppy, but he kicked it, into the corner through a guy's legs, so it worked. But
you guys were having your way the first half down that left with Rashford, and then it just kind of disappeared in the second half. So, chalk that up to coaching in the locker room. Who knows? But he was dangerous down there, and Pedro Porro was having a hard time out there. Who's had a great season, but
well, your fullbacks, man, it was like the fullback show. I thought Dallo had a really good game. I thought your fullbacks had a really good game.
Yep.
Garnacho got pretty well, controlled by how do you pronounce Udogie? Yeah.
I thought he had the man of the match because Garnacho has been hard to control, and he did really well.
Yeah, I didn't think Garnacho was as prolific and didn't play quite as well as he has in other games, but I still thought he had chances, which the only reason I mentioned that is because early on in the season, when Ten Hag gave him starts and he went up against decent fullbacks, Garnacho just would disappear. So the fact that he, I thought had moments, I thought was improvement. That's all. Sure. It wasn't like, man of the match worthy, but I was like, okay, Garnacho, he's still 19, still learning the trade. So for him to kind of come back at Udogie and give him a game was good. But yeah, I thought Porro, I thought your fullbacks were just awesome.
About time. What's January looked like for your teams? We've had 2 or 3 additions. We've had some sales. I haven't really paid attention to what's happened in your neck of the woods with the transfer window.
You guys signed someone? I didn't see.
We signed a Romanian guy, Dragosin, from, I believe, Genoa.
He's that's right.
Back.
I saw that.
Center back, which we've needed. He looks like a samurai. He looks like a badass. And 25 million, which is a great buy because, as you know, after all these years, it's been the fullbacks, the center backs is where we've had 4 players like Eric Dyer, who we'll get to in a second, and especially the center backs. If they're hurt, we have nobody to back them up, and that's been the case. So, we got him. Perisic is off to Croatia to split, which he's been hurt anyway. Eric Dyer goes to Bayern Munich, which is just pure gold. I mean, this guy sucks, and he just lands at Bayern. Harry Kane was the big reference
I was
there.
gonna say Harry Kane definitely went up to the management there and was like, "Hey, you know who you guys should get? Eric Dyer. He's great. He's totally awesome.
Right.
You're gonna love him."
Yep.
Harry needs a friend right now because they're 6 points back from Leverkusen. Leverkusen's not match, so I think they're out of the pokal. So everybody's pointing the finger at old Harry Kane now.
He's scoring the goals. It's just that who is it? Xabi Alonso over at Leverkusen.
Yeah, they're tearing it
Getting
up.
it done.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be quite funny, and then it would be blamed on Spurs, of course.
It would.
I wonder if
it always comes back to Spurs, man.
he's just so Spursy somehow.
So
I mean, he's just carrying that dust with him, that magic dust. Whether he has 40 goals combined or not, if they don't win it, of course everybody's going to look at him.
Yeah, he's on pace to break Lewandowski's record for one of those Bundesliga seasons that Lewandowski had. But that's going to go unnoticed if they don't win a freaking title. And if they don't win the title, is Tuchel out from there? Like the Germans don't.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
That board there, they don't allow for anything, you know.
Yeah.
They don't understand when they get goals scored on them, they just freak out.
Yeah.
Hey, so does Alonso go to Liverpool after Klopp?
Boy, it would make sense.
He could go to Barcelona too, and Xavi's under quite a bit of pressure.
Yeah.
But, I could see Barcelona trying to take him as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I know he has Real Madrid ties, but I don't know. I could just see Barcelona trying to say, "Hey, come take your shot here," because Xavi's under quite a bit of pressure. It looks like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guess Barca. I try to follow as much as I can, but they're probably what, third or fourth place in La Liga?
I think they're third right now, and they just got bounced in the Copa del Rey quarterfinals today to Athletic Bilbao 4-2. So
boy.
Yep.
At one point, Xavi will be feeling the heat there.
Yeah, they're not playing quite as good as people would. But Girona's still top of the table in La Liga. So Real Madrid even have their work cut out for them to try and win the La Liga.
For sure.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, this is it, right? We're nearing February, March, April. Yeah, so it's time for people to make their moves.
Well, one team that's not making any moves is Man United. Other than we did pull a coup and pull that guy from Man City to be our new CEO.
Oh yeah. I've heard
we'll
something
see.
about that.
He comes very highly regarded. You know, a bunch of people spoke really highly of him, but you know, I don't know. I think it looks good for the new 25% ownership Ineos to come in and do something like that. But you know, we'll have to see. You know, what effects it has on the pitch. It's probably going to be, you know, at least a transfer window or two before we see much, you know, true transformations, if you will.
Well, what does Ten Hag want that he doesn't currently have? Because it's hard for me to believe that he's not the guy, and that if his system just got implemented or he had the players or whatever, something, I just don't, I think I don't know who else you get. So what's missing?
Well, obviously Anthony isn't working. So the right-hand side, on the right-hand side, we're just still super left-sided dominant. And it's been that way since, I mean, maybe Greenwood when Ole was here. But even before that, I remember under, after Valencia left on the right-hand side, United just struggled.
As Lingard, was he on the left or right?
They would move him around. Sometimes he'd even play like, you know, attacking mid. So they would kind of move him around.
Hey, he's available, by the way, if you guys want him.
Yeah.
Jesse?
Yeah, he is.
He will offer himself to you.
Where's he at now?
He's been putting it out there.
He's in some local gym somewhere training around on the track.
Oh, I mean, he was hot for West Ham when they had him.
Yeah. He's on the side training or some shit. I don't know.
Do you guys see Paul Scholes kind of trolling him and being like, "Hey, why don't you kick a ball?"
Yeah.
I did not see that.
It was pretty funny.
Paul
Jesse
Scholes can
like
do whatever he wants.
Jesse went back with him a little bit, but yeah, he was
Okay.
Paul Scholes was kind of poking fun. But anyway, yeah, so I think Ten Hag needs to figure out the right hand side. I'm not sure that Wan-Bissaka is going to work out for him because he's not as much of a ball control, much ball ability as he would like. So he keeps playing Dallo. So I'm sure that we'll, probably go buy a right back, and we'll probably need to buy another right winger. I mean, Garnacho's been doing okay out there, but I think he'll want someone else as well. I don't know what we do with Anthony. I would assume sell him at some point, but
Yeah, you will lose money.
we're
No,
gonna
no,
lose so
no.
much. Yeah, we're
Start
gonna
him
lose.
Start him every match, please. Keep starting him every match.
Yeah, yeah. Man, he started well. He had 3 goals in his first 3 starts in the Premier League, so he was doing pretty well right off the bat. And then last year he even scored some bangers, but he's just been so inconsistent and so predictable. And I think once teams had a lot of film on him and they knew how to prep for him, they've just been able to shut him down ever since. So yeah, it just hasn't been good at all. But hopefully with the new, CEO, the new management on the football side of things, hopefully we quit getting screwed in the transfer market and could start making some shrewd deals, because you watch the likes of Liverpool, Tottenham, even Chelsea pull off. I mean, Chelsea have been not the best at it, obviously, but in a couple of years, you could look really good if Poch can get these young guys to start playing really well together. Like it could come around and everybody go, wow, that turned out a lot better than we initially thought. Man City, even, they buy certain players for 40, 50 million, and then they look like 100 million buys. So United just spend 70, 80 million every time, and then they look like 20 million is what they really should have paid for them. So hopefully with some new management, they can start making much better deals in the transfer market and quit looking like idiots. But,
yeah.
I have no advice for you there. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, a lot of this stuff just needs to take hold. And I don't think anybody's going to get fired. I'm sure there are cries for it from fans every now and then, but again, Potches, that's a project. It's not like Graham Potter. It's way different than that. And and I still admittedly have affection for him. I would love to see him succeed, even though I don't really care for who he's attached to, but that's just part of it. But I think he's a passionate guy. I think he knows what he's doing. And once he has more components of what he needs, then we'll see, the success he's had previously. So
Yeah, we've got guys getting healthy now. We won 5 of the last 6 in all comps. So patience might be paying off at Chelsea for once in our lives.
well, speaking of which, injuries over the course of time, I'm sitting there going, nobody has more than us. You talk to every single team and they're like, well, we're injured. Newcastle, Chelsea, United, I'm sure these players are just getting destroyed.
It's just too much soccer. There's just too,
part of
they're
it's
just playing too many matches.
Exactly. We're seeing the effects of all this soccer, and it's not going to stop.
Bruno played more minutes than anyone in the top 5 leagues last year, and I'm worried he hasn't missed a game for United like for injury. Like he's only been benched. So I'm worried at some point something's just going to break and he's going to be out for like 6 months because
his mind.
He's just playing so much, including for Portugal. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah. He's got the Euro coming up and
qualifying. Well, I just saw a stat today that he's covered more ground than anyone in the EPL this season.
Yeah.
Like,
chasing the ref. Yeah, chasing the ref.
Yeah. Now you're not wrong in there. But hey, you got to do what you got to do. Hey, switching gears a little bit, did anyone catch the Slovenia USA match? I know the lineup probably wasn't top grade. I'm sure it was our B or C team combined, maybe.
Yeah, I caught about 60, 70 minutes of it. It was in between some good NFL games that day. So
yeah.
I in both, but that roster, that doesn't give you anything to be excited about. I mean, Miles Robinson was there. Aiden Morris was there. We had DeJuan Jones and Shaq Moore. Everybody else you probably haven't really heard of, or I don't even know if we'll ever see again, to be honest. It was definitely an MLS camp, and I loved what Tony Miola said on Sirius XM FC. he said they can't call it this anymore, but this was a U23 camp for the Olympics.
Mhm.
Nobody's going to pick up that U23 match for HBO Max or
No, of
TNT or
course not.
whoever's covering this now. So yeah, it's the January camp. It's the MLS based guys. It was the U23 squad. Let's call some guys up, see who we can take to the Olympics. Because you get the 4 senior squad players or the 4 veterans or whatever the number is now. So this was a camp for those guys. They a lot of them, I think all of them were actually local MLS players. So,
Was
they're
this San Antonio? Was that right?
yeah, they were
The
in
pitch
San Antonio.
looked like that pitch looked like shit.
Yeah,
What's
it's
up
at
with
that
that?
USL Stadium down there, and I'm sure they picked it for the warm weather that they thought they would get in San Antonio, and it was just shitty weather like we've had here in
Yeah.
OKC.
Well, I don't
But yeah,
think anybody was too concerned about the result or the match itself, but it did happen. So I wanted to touch on it a little bit because you know, it's worth noting.
yeah, I'm not sure. Like I said, how many guys we'll see again in a meaningful U.S. camp, but with MLS preseason starting up, and then the Olympics right around the corner, plus Copa America, that's
Wow.
just get random guys in we don't know, see if anybody's got what it takes to even, make that 23rd spot, maybe at the Copa. But our first team is pretty much lined out as it is, I
Mhm.
feel. So that camp was for something else, and I don't take too much stock in that result.
Speaking of USA, I'm seeing the headlines. I'm not watching many highlights, but Pulisic is basically on track to be the highest scoring U.S. striker in Serie A history. Whatever was he on 7 goals? Maybe
Yeah, I think he's right around there. He was
he's
player of the
doing
month.
well.
I think he has 7 goals or 8 goals and 4 assists so far this year. But
That's
yeah, he's
awesome.
player. They're they're playing okay. I think they're actually managers in trouble, to be honest. Uh,
I see they keep scoring goals, but they keep losing somehow.
yeah,
So
Inter and Juve are up there, but I think the league might be for Inter this year, and
Yeah.
that's probably not going to last long at Milan. So I think
Well,
Champions
I'm
League,
just glad he's found looks like a fit. He was
yeah,
never in the manager's favor, no matter what manager it was, enough or healthy enough to make a difference at Chelsea. I mean, a
yeah,
consistent difference. Once he'd come into games and get hot, then he'd be hurt or Tuchel didn't like him or whatever it was. And it seems like here, I don't know if Musa starts every game as well, but making himself look good. Because it's players like that, like Donovan, that went overseas and could be considered a bust at Leverkusen or Bayern Munich, wherever. And so people love to do that because we're Americans. We're not really supposed to be that good. And so it's easy to point out a failure of an American manager like, Bradley or whoever it was, at Leeds, Jesse. But people can use that excuse right away that we just don't know what we're doing. So it's
oh
good to
yeah,
see he's living up to his Superman status or whatever it is.
him and Weston McKennie's having a great season for Juve right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard he
Uh,
was player of the coach named him like player of the team so far.
yeah, he was the scapegoat for Leeds sucking ass towards the end of the season. But then he goes back to Juve, a top 4 side in Italy, and he's starting every match. So go figure.
That's huge. That's huge.
I like
Speaking of
McKinney, but
America,
the last few games I've watched him for the US, I haven't been like hugely impressed, to be honest.
yeah,
There's some other midfielders in there I think I'd rather see, but I mean, if he's back in form and kicking butt, then I mean, I'm all for it.
yeah. Speaking of America, AFCON, that's going on. That's starting to take shape. I think if I'm not mistaken, the first round ended today.
I
The
think you're right.
last set of first round matches. So everything's kind of there's going to be a couple third place teams that advance or have advanced, I guess. But right offhand, it looks like Senegal and Morocco are the two hot teams. And the one that's a real surprise that I know nothing about is Cape Verde. I
Yeah, they
believe
won the group.
yeah, they had a decent group. They played a tough group, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
And
Cape on
yeah, they
7 points. They had Egypt and Ghana in their group, and they finished first.
Wow.
yeah. Ghana didn't make it through. What a
They beat
disappointment.
Ghana 2-1 too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I don't know what's going on there. They're a small island that isn't attached to the mainland, but something's going on there. I mean, that's like I said, if they were in a kind of a lower group that where they didn't have any big names, but
Yeah.
Senegal and Cameroon go through. Mali, one of our players, Basuma, he's from Mali, so I was happy to see that, but I was also kind of hoping they got knocked out so he could just come home and not get hurt. But
Hey,
yeah,
was
I
wasn't
think
Tunisia at the World Cup?
yeah, Tunisia they got bounced. They got last in their group.
They were at the World Cup, correct?
Tunisia,
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow. Interesting. Sorry, I just caught that on the table there.
yeah. Some of these teams, it's hard to figure out. I mean, you know, they're more historically bigger soccer nations. South Africa actually went through, which they haven't been relevant in a long time. So
Since they hosted.
Since they
yeah, they used to
hosted.
have pretty good players. They had a couple guys on United. I think McCarthy was maybe a United player. Quentin Fortune, I think was Fortune was a player for United.
You see Group A there with the Equatorial Guinea winning the group over Nigeria and Ivory Coast.
Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, I think that actually should be pretty exciting, the knockout rounds.
Yeah.
But again, I'll have to pay to watch it, I guess. I'm almost to the point where I want to.
This is the first matches are on the 27th, and Nigeria and Cameroon kick it off.
Oh, dang.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, there's obviously the African throwbacks that you're accustomed to seeing in the World Cup and that are more of the superpowers of that continent. But it's also nice to see some others come up that you don't really know much about that hopefully we'll see in the USA in 26. Cape Verde, that'd be great.
There we go. Mali will be there.
Hey,
Asian Cup, it's the same deal. Qatar actually won their group. Of course, they had Lebanon and China and Tajikistan in that group. So, you know, with all their vast World Cup experience, they were able to push through and win.
and CONCACAF.
Australia going through.
That Asia on Paramount Plus, by the way.
Huh?
The Asia Cup is on Paramount Plus, by the way.
Okay. Iraq and Japan go through, Jordan and South Korea, Saudi and Thailand. So again, I'm sure we all have.
Dave, I think Qatar really, improved after they played in CONCACAF. I think that really changed it for them, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's the experience they needed.
That Gold Cup invite just really put them over the top.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nothing will compare to what they faced in the Gold Cup here. So,
well, I'm sure they've naturalized like 8 more Brazilians or something. So,
hey, you mentioned the World Cup. How about Dallas getting the final?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's big time, man. Right down the road.
Like, yeah, I don't know that I can miss a World Cup final in my backyard. Like I don't know if I have to, put a second mortgage on the house or do whatever, I sell my car. I feel like, we need to get a Skinnies group and just make it happen, get to the final.
Well,
at least get down there, right? In the
that's the thing. I guess when the Rangers were in the World Cup series, or the World Series, they had that whole area. I guess they had fan fest type stuff. So obviously you got the Jerry World parking lot, but you also have that Texas Live. Yeah, that's going to be insane. I mean, you got the Dallas metro area alone of the people that live there.
Yeah.
Plus everyone that's in the region and everyone that's just wanting to come in. I don't know how they're going to regulate it, but we're all going to go. Like I said, you can't not go.
Yeah.
Just a matter, you got to go there 2 or 3 days early and just kind of like stake your little spot or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Take the whole week off, basically.
And of course, we're going to be in the finals. So add to that.
Naturally.
We'll be in the stadium watching our team play. You're right.
We're going to be playing Cape Verde in the final. So
do you guys think this is our best chance at a World Cup, like actual title?
Point, yeah, up to this point for sure. Yeah.
I mean, we're technically still the golden generation, right? I mean, what we did in Qatar was, we all felt we could have done more with the players we have, the youth that we have, but they've all got European experience now. So obviously being at home, so without a doubt, we should have players that are more seasoned from the last World Cup, have that experience, plus the veterans we have. plus Weston McKinney's from the Dallas area.
Don't
Yeah.
forget Berhalter top. You know, we got him. So,
Oh yeah, of course.
Is he going to be coaching then? That's the question.
but if
Well,
you're
we
going to
don't
make a
have to
change, I feel like you
qualify.
got to do it now.
We don't have to qualify, so he's not going to be on the hot seat about anything. You know.
We'll,
Well, I guess we do have the gold. Yeah, it's true. I mean, that's a good gauge, right? I mean, that's so, and they're going to have to make a decision quick because
Exactly.
whoever we get, that needs to be implemented and that needs to be in full swing by the time that cup rolls around. So
if we fall flat in Copa, do you think they make the change?
I mean, depends what that looks like. You know, if we just were unlucky, maybe not. You know, if it just ball didn't bounce our way, but if we underperform and we're just outclassed, then I mean, why not? You gotta
Dave, we're American and we create our own luck. We don't care how the ball bounces. Manifest destiny.
Okay. That's not what I remember hearing from people after the 22 World Cup. But
no, I mean, that's
how exciting though.
That's the only thing we have to grade on until then, though.
Yeah.
No, we don't have anything else until the World Cup besides that Copa America to grade Berger off of. So qualifying probably saved his job, not having to qualify.
Oh yeah.
Probably. Hang on one second.
Thank God for all of us. Nobody likes CONCACAF qualifying.
I'm fine with not
Nightmare.
having to go through that shit again.
I hate Guatemala on a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Can't deal.
You're trying to figure out what station you're watching the Honduras match on Tuesday.
And it feels like you're on the moon, the altitude, the temperature, just a bad scene, man. I think we all talked about this. It's like, well, why don't you Europeans come over, just play a couple of these teams in these atmospheres, and you tell us that it's easy. But yeah, hey, like I said, we don't have to worry about that. But that does get me excited for the Copa America because that's our real test, and it's obviously really cool to everyone. The groups are drawn, right?
Yeah, we play in KC, Arlington, and San Francisco or something like that. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, we got like Uruguay in our group, and
yes, I think that's the KC match. Actually, it's the Uruguay.
That's probably the biggest team we drew.
That's the one I'll go to.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we play Bolivia and Arlington. Oh, we play in Florida, right? Do we play something? You guys are no help. I thought Alan was American.
Some days.
Hey, MLS preseason has started, by the way, boys.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah. Lionel Messi and co played away at El Salvador like 3 nights ago, probably.
Okay. I
think it was a weekend night, and then they played
wonder what the pitch like.
Miami?
Yeah.
Okay.
In Miami, yeah. And then they played FC Dallas at the Cotton Bowl. I think Tuesday night that was, or Monday night maybe.
Why
Lost 1-0. Yeah, at the Cotton Bowl. So obviously that would probably fit a lot of people there.
That's true.
Well, it was like 35 degrees and raining that night, so they had about 20% capacity. Jesus Ferreira scored in like the 7th minute, and there were no goals the rest of the match.
So who did Miami get in the offseason? Was Suarez? Was that a thing? Did they bring him over?
Yep.
They got Luis Suarez now. Yeah, I don't think anybody else yet besides him.
It's basically 2015 Barcelona in Miami.
Okay. Well, I mean, they had no excuse but to win it. You know, that's the whole. You know, Messi came late and whatever, 2/3 of the way through the season, whatever it was last year. So they were so low on the table that there was just no time for him to salvage and get into the playoffs, right? But did they win the cup or they
lost in the final?
They won the Leagues Cup and then they lost the US Open Cup.
Okay.
But I mean, it's probably theirs to. I mean, I'm guessing the bettors are saying Inter Miami will win the MLS.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're the heavy favorite. Them and probably LAFC were probably the only two you're looking at right now. But LAFC is about to lose one of their best attackers. So.
Well, didn't Columbus just win it?
Yeah, Columbus did. Yeah, they did. But like Dave said, Messi and co were only there for about a third of the season, so
Right.
they stay healthy. We'll see what happens. There's been a lot of coaching in the MSL, by the way.
So, who's saying this? Well, one website has Inter Miami at like double the odds of LAFC,
Oh wow!
and then almost triple the odds of Columbus.
So LAFC is the second favorite then?
According to this website, covers.com, whatever that is.
That sounds about right. That sounds about right.
So I guess everybody's pretty much projecting them to be the front runners. But we'll see. We'll see. I always feel like
your Portland Timbers have your boy Phil Neville, by the way.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Yeah. He seems to be the Nevilles seem to be better players than managers so far. So we'll see how that pans out.
His brother didn't well in Spain, did he?
No. At one point, someone compared Ten Hag's record this season to Gary Neville's season under Valencia, and it was like matching up, like goals. Really? Yeah, like goals scored, goals allowed, wins and losses, and I was like, that's terrible. But when you do that, you're ignoring Ten Hag's first season. But still, I was like, that's terrible. There's no way. Plus, Gary didn't even speak the language. Like that was going to be an issue probably the whole time. So,
there was a documentary about 3 or 4 years ago, the Neville brothers and maybe Scholes had bought like a team in England, like in the national division or whatever, and
it's
a rundown deal. Is that even a thing anymore?
Yeah, I think they were playing in the they were in the FA or the EFL or some
tournament. It's a good series, just like all the rest of them.
Are you talking about the 92 guys and the team they bought together?
Yeah.
It's like they're like Stretford something, I thought.
I got you. Salford City, and they're in
Salford.
Yep.
Yeah. Some United fans every once in a while like chat up that should be the new Man United team, and we should just boycott United as long as the Glazers are in charge. And everyone's like, I mean, sure, but there's no way Salford City is going to match what Man United can do. But sure.
I'll tell you one thing. They're 20th in League Two right now, out of 24 teams. So you get behind them right now. Get behind them right now. You can be part of a Cinderella run there.
Yeah, they're climbing.
You know who's dead last in League Two?
Wrexham?
Who?
Forest Green.
Okay.
And do you know who they just sacked as their manager? Troy.
Who?
Oh, I saw that after like 16 days or something, wasn't it?
Troy Deeney, yeah. He didn't last.
16 matches. It was 16 matches. I thought it was like 16 days or something.
Well, he's a partier.
Oh, 6 matches. Oh, wow.
Yeah. He's a partier. So I have a feeling he was hitting the pub more than he was the pitch.
He's just a true Englishman. Like, what's the problem?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Wouldn't you want that in League Two? Like, what are we doing?
Exactly. Yeah. I just think his balance is a little worse than most. I think he doesn't translate to the pitch.
What league is Wrexham in? I can't remember.
Is that the National League or whatever?
It says League Two.
Look at us Yanks.
It says they're second though, or is that?
Yeah, they're in League Two. You're right.
It says they're second. It says they're doing really well.
Yeah.
They've been buying. I mean, they've got
buying them up for another documentary season, I'm sure.
No shit. So the top 3 teams in League Two, it looks like, go to the playoff, or it's automatic up to League One. Looks like League Two has 3 teams get promoted to League One.
That'll catch if they continue to be up top in that table. That whole thing will catch again. The fire will catch on that. It seems like it's kind of died off. Obviously they got promoted last year, and there was the whole newness of the Ryan Reynolds thing. It's still a great story, and if it gets towards the end of the season and they're still up there, there's going to be a lot of publicity on that.
Oh yeah,
so
big time.
Well, there's a scarf hanging up at Skinny Slims with the Wrexham on there.
That's right.
it's caught on at least this far. So
Yeah, Jimmy was supposed to be our beat reporter, and somehow that just fizzled out.
he's MIA. Is he retired or something? I haven't seen that guy in a while.
Jimmy?
I'm just
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. And you know, speaking of all those leagues, championships, it looks like Leicester's pretty secure up there at the top.
Oh,
Ipswich Town is not too far off. There was a bigger gap earlier. Now they're kind of closing on it. But I think those two played yesterday.
yeah, you're right. We got Leicester on 66, Ipswich 59, Southampton 58, Leeds 57, and then West Brom and Coventry round out the top 6, a little off of Leeds there. So
I would love Ipswich to come up. I love the old teams that at one point were in the EPL
Agreed.
and have great fan bases, have a great history.
great home ground, something like that you don't often get to see. Or
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Blackburn was one that I think
Blackburn.
they're all but dead. I don't even know where they're at, but
Watford would be good back. I would be down to see West Brom back.
no,
Yeah.
I hate those teams.
Any way to keep Leeds out would be awesome.
Yeah, they're in the hunt. They're in fourth. So
Leeds is doing well, man. They've got 51 goals scored versus 26 let up. So you're probably at least seeing them in the playoff, right?
yeah, I think so.
What about Norwich though? They're the usual yo-yo
Yep.
team, and they haven't been back in a little bit. So
They're in eighth place, and quite frankly, they're only 2 points out of that playoff, that sixth spot. So yeah, I mean it's probably, quite honestly, it's probably one of the most underrated leagues in the world.
It
And
is.
the excitement alone of once it gets down to that, you know, the 3 through 6 that have the playoff, that's good stuff, man.
Yeah,
Especially
it's
when
super
there's teams that have never been up or haven't been up in a long time.
You got Coventry sitting in 6th place there.
Yeah.
We got a U.S. striker there. Haji Wright plays for Coventry.
Oh, does he play for Coventry? Wow.
Yeah.
you mentioned
That's
him
not-
before Daryl Dyke at West Brom, Trent. What is wrong with
I
you?
tried to say Daryl DK, but you guys were talking and my feed sucks, so you didn't hear me.
It's Dyke. Okay, get it right.
Hey, they're in fifth.
Facebook knows it as Dyke. Okay, that's how Zuckerberg wants us to pronounce it.
I'm gonna report Colin every time he tries to post it. But yeah, he's back, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah,
So we've got-
assist the other day, I think.
We've got him, Sargent, and Haji Wright. All
Sargent's
three.
scoring goals. Sargent's
Yep.
getting it done.
Yeah.
At Norwich.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Curious. Well,
Bring those Americans to the EPL, man. Bring them up. Let's go.
he's got 5 goals in 9 matches. So he's
Yeah, no, he's getting it done.
Who does? Sargent?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we've covered this before, but who do you guys like best as our strikers? Because I feel like we have for the U.S. national team. I feel like we have a decent amount of options now, and I feel like Berhalter has to kind of get it right, even for Copa to be successful.
Well, Balogun was the exciting new kid, you know, that whenever he kind of made his choice, right? He could have gone, could he gone to England? I can't remember what.
Yeah, he had a choice. Yeah, he had a choice.
Yeah, but once immediately after that, it seems like he got inserted right into, was it the Gold Cup or whatever it was? Maybe it was just friendlies.
I think it was Nations League.
Okay, but I haven't watched him lately in club football. I don't know who's got the hot hand over in Europe right now. I've lost track of PFOC and some of the other guys. I don't even know.
Hey, PFOC scored the other day, actually. But
okay, is he in Germany?
Yeah, if you had to give me 3 guys, I'd probably take Balogun, Pepe, and Josh Sargent if he's healthy, and I'd be comfortable with those 3. I don't know anybody else we could probably trust. DK's been hurt. Sargent's been hurt too, though, but I've seen him perform actually for the national team. Or the other.
It's just a matter of, can we get it to them? I mean, if we're doing the same thing we did in 2022, our strikers were fairly insignificant. It's as much as you like the guys that you have up front. What kind of service did they really get? What did Greg really want to accomplish? So
I don't think you'll see us taking Jesus Ferreira anymore to these big tournaments.
Yeah.
Or Haji Wright, even like
right.
That if I think our squad's so different already from the World Cup.
What
So
about Jordan Morris? He always seems to show up.
I think
Probably be too old by then.
he's too old and too hurt now, and I think we just have too much depth to even consider him. Hopefully,
Yeah,
he could be an Olympic. Oh, he could go to the Olympics for us or something like that. Him and like Miles Robinson. I don't know, but I don't think an important match you'd call Jordan Morris up.
Do you think Ream could make it to 2026? Because he's kind of old too. But I mean,
I think
he's
he
still.
needs a team. Yeah, he signed for Tottenham. He re-signed for Fulham.
Yeah.
Signed another deal. So what
I
the
mean,
hell?
some of those guys, if he stays healthy and if he's
Or
still
sit back.
playing at a top level, then why not?
Who else is better than him?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
That's
it'll
that.
be interesting. I like who you picked. I mean, haven't got to keep up with Sargent, but Balogun and Pepe, I mean, would probably be my picks for sure because I've been impressed with them so far.
Whoever is a predator. I mean, the idea is to score goals.
Right.
No secret. So who is that guy that can just hit it from the top of the box, is great in the air, knows how to play well with the midfielders. It's just a total predator.
We just need
I haven't watched all these guys enough to know who that is.
we just need all the threats we can get because I thought the last World Cup we were just very reliant on the midfield and the wingers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And if we have a striker down the middle, then we can spread it out a little bit more for the rest of the team to create chances and score goals, hopefully. So yeah, we just need, like you were saying, whoever's most potent. So
I think a lot of people pencil in Balogun automatically just because he was a big name guy.
yeah,
But I think Pepe's probably more the complete number 9. If you're saying a striker doing everything a striker does.
Yep.
So depending on who we play and how we play, I doubt Greg drops Balogun because he's a pussy. So he's not going to start Pepe over Balogun, but because the fans would just turn on him immediately, like they have already with certain decisions. So I think Pepe's probably the most complete 9 at the moment, but it's a good problem to have if these guys are all good and we can't figure out, which one is truly taking the bite out of the apple, who's over the hot hand.
That's the thing. Who's hot at the time going into it?
exactly.
Ride that. And if they hit a wall while they're in a tournament, then bring on the other guy.
So we'll have Copa this summer,
Olympics,
and then we'll have. Do we have Gold Cup again in 2025?
Yeah, we'll have it 25, and the Club World Cup is also in 2025 as well that summer.
Okay.
That's fucked up. I don't think they should be doing that.
It's getting ridiculous trying to keep up with all this shit too. I'm like,
and we've got the Euros this summer. I mean, that doesn't affect USA, but it's still.
I feel like
guys get no break. Look at that. The Euros were this summer when everybody would be taking vacation. And then they're going to roll right back into their season in August. Like,
I think
they're going to roll into another tournament.
I think the top players are going to take matters into their own hand eventually and just like quit things and just, I don't know, unionize or do something crazy and just be like, nope, we're not doing this.
Players union of some sort. Like,
yeah.
It wouldn't be wrong. I mean, you can't burn players out like that and tell that to corporate bigwigs. I know, but eventually this thing's just going to crack.
I mean, the NBA and the NFL have their own like players unions type things that meet with the league owners and try to negotiate stuff. I don't know how all of Europe and all those leagues do that for their players, but I'm sure they could do it for each league or each nation or whatever.
Speaking of corporate bullshit getting involved here, the Spanish Super Cup was just played in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I saw that. What the heck?
The final match. Like, what are we doing?
It's just a money grab. Maybe it was to help Barcelona somehow.
I think the Italian Super Cup was played there as well because Napoli and someone else played in a semifinal match to like 2,000 people. And I'm like, that's not what the sport is. We got to quit doing that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems crazy. I saw that and was like, that's such a money grab. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yep.
But hey, maybe the Super Bowl could be there next year. It'd be fun.
There you go. Headed that way. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else we could talk. I mean, that's a lot of stuff. We covered a lot of stuff. for having an international break, and it's pretty scattered. There's all kinds of stuff going on, but you know, of all things really not happening right now, it's the league, which next week will resume. You know, I
Yeah,
know
we got
we've got
FA
we'll
Cup.
play on Wednesday of next week versus Brentford. So it gets back in full swing.
Yeah, we just wanted to get on to show everyone we're still alive and still trying to do a
Exactly.
pod and stuff.
We made it. All
made
our
it.
2024 resolutions, well, we can talk about those next time.
Make a
So-
final.
So we got some FA Cup this weekend, and then we're back to the league
Yep.
in like the
Next
middle
week.
of the week next week, like
Mhm.
Tuesday and Wednesday and stuff.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
Which should be good.
Right.
I'm ready for it to kind of normalize. I'm ready for that. I love a good cup match, but the league is this is it. This is where we start going downhill a little bit and just getting it all figured out the next 3 months.
yeah, it looks like some notable games on Tuesday, January 30th is Forest and Arsenal, Fulham and Everton. Villa plays Newcastle. That should be interesting.
Yeah.
Liverpool and Chelsea get to battle again.
Ooh.
Little preview of the Carabao Cup final.
Yeah.
Man City
Not
gets
looking forward-
Burnley. That should be super exciting. What'd you say, Trent?
I'm not looking forward to the league match.
Yeah. United get Wolves at Wolves. Bournemouth and West Ham should be interesting on Thursday.
Ooh, yeah.
And then teams turn around and start playing that weekend all over again. So they're
Yeah.
cranking them out.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Makes me feel like this year is finally kind of the newness of the hustle and bustle of January and everything that comes with it. Now we're settled in, get back to the pub, get back to some recording podcasts live on location,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
So Liverpool has a bit of a rough go. They have to play
Good.
Chelsea at home. Not at the Bridge. They're playing in Liverpool, but then they immediately turn around and on Sunday play at Arsenal.
Oh, goodness.
So that's going to be interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, it should be entertaining for sure. But yeah, I've kind of missed the Prem. Aren't they taking like their little like winter break sort of thing right now? Isn't that what they're kind of doing for the teams?
Yeah, everybody. If you notice the schedule, like 4 teams played this weekend, 4 played that.
Yeah,
they sprinkled in some matches here and there to silently give a break. I think, like you said. So
I've seen a bunch of United players like going on these vacations and stuff, and so I was like, they must be doing some sort of winter break. Although we're not in many competitions now either, but still, it was like I think they're doing some sort of break.
Bunch of United players in Greece wearing cargos, stuff like that.
Yeah, just trying to get in as much trouble. I mean, Harry Maguire told them that the jail cells there were pretty awesome, so they just wanted to go check it out themselves. So
yep, good.
Spacious, hell yeah, I like that, Harry.
I still love the meme.
I guess we'll.
I still love the meme that came out of that where people were like, yeah, United are going to bargain with the Greece police and try to come up with installments to release Harry Maguire.
Keep him there. Just deal him off to Panathinaikos.
Greece.
Well, you guys got anything else?
No, I think that's it. I'm like I said, I'm just glad to be back, but I think we'll be in even better form. Ricardo should be back next time. We'll go out local somewhere and make it shine pretty.
We may need to kidnap Ricardo to get him there, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
Just show up, steal him for a little while.
Okay.
Does Tottenham win Friday?
Oh gosh. I don't know, Trent. I really don't. I don't have a good feeling about it, but I would say somebody wins 2-1.
2-1, someone.
I don't know who it is.
I say we beat Villa 2-1.
Chelsea's playing Villa in the cup?
FA, on Friday.
Oh, okay. Oh, Tottenham has City. I see. Yeah, that'll be
And then Newport 6-1 over United.
Yeah, Alan's got nothing to worry about, so we don't need his predictions.
You should get some Newports. You should smoke a pack of Newports and watch that.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be hilarious. Yeah, if we go out of the FA Cup, then we could just focus on the league, because we've been doing so well
Yes.
there. It'll be great.
Yes, do that. And then Tottenham plays Newport in the next round.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's kind of a rare thing, but United aren't playing at home. We've been over the last like
Oh,
18
yeah, I
months,
remember you
we've been
talking
getting
about
all
that.
these home matches and these cup. So, but yeah, I suspect we'll pull it out. We'll probably make hard work of it and only win like 2-1 or 2-0. But
That's been the Tottenham way, playing those small teams in the FA Cup. But
yeah.
but yeah, no, I'm excited about these next few months doing the pod and getting it back out, and high production value, great local venues.
Yeah, let's do it. 2024.
We'll get it back going, boys.
Okay, well, until then, signing off with close music. World peace, death, great.
That's right.